The meatloaf! We want it now!
Here we are for the Black History Month episode of Hungry for Some Leftovers. Here with the handsome idiots, Matt Peoples and John Montague. How you guys doing?
Not bad. Threw me off there with calling. I mean, basically, we're the blackest podcast in South Jersey.
Yeah, in South Jersey.
Well, that didn't throw me off at all because I was kind of, this is all I really think about this past 28 days, but it says a lot about you. But we're happy to be here.
Yeah,
regardless.
I'm glad you guys stepped in. Whoopi had to cancel. So you guys stepped up to the plate, got in here. A lot of people thought when I said the handsome idiots were coming over that Brendan Donegan and Jim Gillespie were going to be doing a pod together.
Yeah.
But no, you know.
Diabetes kept them both away, so...
One was born with, one was earned.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, here today we're going to have a really interesting Facebook listing on here. What is your guys' experience with Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist? Do you have any? Do you ever fool around on there? You ever have a serious or weird encounter with people or what?
I think you have more experience with. You can take the lead on this one.
I'm deeply enthralled, and what we call it when you get familiar with it, it's called the FMP. So it's you can just quit calling it the we call it that, the people in the industry. I sell shoes for teenagers on there to adult men like myself, and we all exchange large sums of money, and then the guilt sets in thereafter. And I do that probably once a week.
Nice.
And so I'm a little familiar, I'd say.
Nice.
How about you there, Big J?
I also just love that. I'm pretty sure you put more time and effort into that than your actual job.
And comedy too.
Yeah, I've witnessed this personally. I don't know. The only experience I have is my wife getting stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Sorry, FMP.
Okay.
I do apologize.
Thanks. No problem.
But I'm always the one that has to go pick it up because she trusts the process, so to speak, of getting it, but isn't brave enough to go get it herself. Which I'm glad that she's not just out driving around, because I've picked stuff up at
you let her drive.
Well, I mean, only on Sundays,
good.
like the good Lord intended.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah. But she sent me to pick up, we have a 1-year-old. So a lot of little toys and clothes and stuff like that are up on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always just weird when they've been speaking to a woman and then I come to pick it up, usually in a beanie, all shady.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you?" And they'll say my wife's name, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's me."
Well,
me the goods.
That's the thing with this is that obviously, as we'll soon find out, there's a lot of people on here that are quite the characters. Some of them are quite sketchy. A lot of fun people that I've delivered stuff to. But when I tell my wife, sometimes she's not here, and it's at night, 9 or 10 o'clock at night. By the time we really get things rolling, I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to go deliver, this haunted urn filled with salsa," and she's like, "Oh my God, you're going to get murdered, you're going to get raped," and I'm like, "Well, wait a second. The person told me where they are."
Oh, I thought that was her telling you that.
No, she was telling me. Oh yeah, she tells me that normally.
So sexy. Yeah, you sell hot dogs.
Also, why in that order? Wouldn't it be the other order? Would it be raped first, then murdered? Probably.
I mean, depending on your style, it could go either way.
Your approach, if you will.
But I'm like, these people gave me their home address, or they told me where that I can find them. Some of them are at work, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm here. Just come." I was like, so if anything, they're giving somebody listing some insane shit on Facebook where they are.
Yeah,
I would be the one coming to do the murdering and/or pillaging.
Yeah, I hear you. You know how many Wawas I've met up with, just 21-year-old men down on their luck. They're like, "May I have Jordans, sir?" And I'm like, "These are for you."
Yeah,
kiss on the forehead, send them on their way.
Jordans is what Matt calls hand jobs.
That's very true.
We'll pull out the prize here for today,
if I may. All right, gentlemen.
Oh,
today
this one's gonna get you.
This might be the heaviest product that I've put on there. Good thing there's no shipping fees.
Smiling that is. It's hard to put into words.
It's as simple. It's just hot dog humidor. It's the old hot dog humidor.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, maybe we can come up with a good story here for why we're getting rid of this on Facebook. We found it in an estate sale. Our grandfather died and went through the attic, and he had some glizzies left over from 74, 4th of July or something. I don't know.
I like to think that it was the person that used to be the Philly fanatic, and he just saved some of his favorite ones that he didn't fire out of that cannon. These are the best ones. Yeah.
Ballpark dogs.
Wasn't much of a cigar guy, so he threw them in the humidor to keep them, fresh.
Yeah, that's why you have them in there. The right humidity. There's a dial on this one too.
I kind of enjoy leaning into the whole they're actually cigars thing. How in Taco Bell they're like, it's not real meat.
Yeah,
cigars just got so big that they're like, it's replacing them with wieners.
It's like the Impossible Whopper.
That's right.
There's no meat.
No actual. Yeah, there's no carcinogenics. It's just pure beef, USDA approved. I'm not mad at that. And then you get a nice display case for it.
Exactly. And this is a nice humidor. You weren't familiar, Matt, with the humidors and cigar smoking, but I mean, this is it's an older one, but it's got a seat. It's got a nice glass on the front. It's got the dial on the front there. I mean, it's just a pretty nice one, and we're using it for hot dog.
I heard the word, and I thought humidor was like the people that would show the bulls the red capes, and they'd be like, and they'd run through. But that's a matador, John.
True.
Matador, humidor. I mean, who are we to say?
You're a matador, am I right?
Dude, I'll kill you with a gun.
Damn it.
That's right.
Well,
you win.
I did think of that photo would be great of having, I have cigar lighters where you could have the hot dog here and you just pretend you're lighting it up.
I'll say this. I mean, we might discover that we're into smoking hot dogs. it's a dangerous
some wieners,
smoking wieners over here.
I do love hot dogs, but I've only ever just tried eating them. I've never tried anything else with them.
Like getting rid of them.
I realized that sounds weird as it came out, but
yeah,
you never know. Smoking
sounds
them
weirder when it comes in.
Years from now, when everyone's smoking cigars, they'll be like, "That was where it started."
Do you guys all smoke cigars? You're all ciggy boys.
Or smoke hot dogs. Sorry.
Yeah, I smoke cigars, smoke wieners, hot dogs, all three. But yeah, I've never used this humidor. But I have a bunch of others around with cigars. I don't know if I have any actually in them, but yeah, I do from time to time. It's
kind of funny to think that you maybe went to like an estate sale of like a widow, and she was like, "This was my husband's favorite humidor." And you're like, "I'm gonna fucking put hot dogs in there, you old idiot."
Well, that's
you shouldn't talk to me like that.
I feel like everything that I put on Facebook Marketplace, the FMP, everything I put on there is like it has to do with death. I'm like, we had the haunted salsa urn. I put like other things on. I did like chicken tenders one time, and I said it was because my stepson became a vegan from the time I left to come home. All types of shit, and it's just
Well, yeah, if you're shopping at Goodwill, you're either getting something from a dead person or a disowned son.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down. That's why I'm like, yeah.
Well, I know our daughter ran away to chase her dreams in California, so we're selling all her shit from her room.
As well they should.
Yeah.
I think it's their God-given right.
Yeah, we'll load up the listing here, throw in some of the photos. Maybe we'll throw in a cute one there of somebody smoking one.
Good question. Are these kosher?
No, they're Aldi.
Okay. What religion is that?
It's a German one, I think.
Okay, see the competing interests
there
between the kosher and the Aldi?
Yeah, there could be.
Well, we're narrowing down our market.
We've had a market for quite some time here, Johnny boy.
Oh, would you guys, do you frequent Aldis is some of the more fancy.
I'm a little guy. The other Aldi.
That's like a new competing one.
LIDL, and I think it's
German as well, right?
Exact. I think it's the exact same store, just a different sign.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole minimalist. Like they don't put like 8 million different types of olive oil. They have like your standard selection. They don't give you bags. You got to bring in the cart that has the quarter to use.
The quarter always fucks me over because have you ever shopped at an Aldi?
Well, I don't have the same experience. I took
you don't
my
grocery shop.
I do not. Strictly DoorDash.
He actually gets a free meal every time he says that.
My DoorDash guy like raised some concerns with me the other day, and he's like, "This is a lot. I should not be here this often."
I'm worried for you, man.
He's like, "This is a lot of Chipotle for one white."
Well, the Aldi Experience is great because I had one right near my house growing up, and my parents always went there. And I thought what we had at Aldi was just the regular terms that you would use. So when I would tell kids, I got some toaster tarts, they're like, "What the fuck are toaster tarts?" You mean Pop Tarts? I was like, "No, they're toaster tarts."
No, what's that?
It's like but they have a lot of name brand stuff in there now.
I was there for the first time the other day. I was taking my old pop to a doctor's appointment, and we forgot to get masks. So we stopped in there to try to get a face mask, and I walked in and I saw a sweet older white woman, and I said, "Do you guys sell masks?" And she was like, "We have." They
legally
like,
can't call them
right
masks.
Now.
They're like, we have facial coverings. We can't call them masks.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. They're the knockoff N95s. They're called something else.
I mean,
they're like a K58. It's not quite. It's just their own brand of That's what Aldi would do is they would rebrand them.
Yeah,
like you have a KN95. She pulls out a pistol. She's like, "Is this what you're looking for?" This is the Desert Eagle KN95. You've made a mistake.
Unregistered. The serial numbers are scratched off, and it's like, I was looking for some. That'll work though. I mean, you could get into a hospital with a loaded handgun.
Yeah. She's like, "Anyway, what are you doing with these Frankfurters you're buying here?"
Yeah, it was. Some people are all about Aldi. Other people aren't.
The quarter always screws me over because. So, do you know the whole quarter in the shopping cart thing?
I do not. No.
In order to take a shopping cart, you have to put a quarter into I'm pretty impressed the technology that goes into these shopping carts. You put the quarter in and it releases the shopping cart for you.
Ah.
Now, you don't get that quarter back unless you put the shopping cart back.
Oh.
But I never have a quarter. So then it's just me walking around Aldi because they don't give you baskets either.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around Aldi or Lidl and I just have like 7 jars of tomato sauce, like a bag of bread over my shoulder, like a bindle.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm kicking a soda down the aisle because I'm like, I can't carry anything else.
You're kicking doughs down.
But I'm saving upwards of $4.50 for doing that.
Yeah. And I take the cart out, and I was coming out one time, and there was an older woman coming in, and she was just like, "Can I have your cart?" And then I'm, stuck with the age-old question: Do I sacrifice the quarter for this old woman,
or call the cops?
Yeah,
trying to steal. Yeah.
It's like no.
So I shoved her.
Yeah,
they're getting fucking laid out by the police force.
That's where I got this humidor.
So I lost my quarter that day. Gave it to the old woman. That was my good deed for the decade.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's
just
nice.
One a decade is all you really should be held to.
That's the first step into heaven. It's one step by step. Yeah.
I like to think you did that, and then she went in and just shoplifted the entire time. You're like, oh man, I helped a criminal.
Did you guys see the video of that old lady beating the shit out of that guy trying to steal from Walmart?
No, that's a real...
Yeah. He was walking out and he wasn't paying for anything. He had a cart full of stuff and he had a hood on, mask on, glasses, and he was just casually walking out because now you can just go in. I mean, it's just like just a policy now. Just walk out. If we get you, we don't. He was going out and this guy was following him the camera and he's like, "You didn't pay for that, sir. You need to put it back. You need to bring it back." And this old lady was at the door and she blocked him from going out and she grabbed his hat on his head and just started wailing on him. And she's like, "You fucking asshole." She's just screaming. And then the guy left the cart and he just ran out the door.
Dude, old people play by a different set of rules. I can't wait to be older so I can just start doing things like that. Just steal. Like, what am I? Like, somebody catches me and I'm like, I miss my wife, right? Like, all right, Jesus Christ, fine.
You learn karate at 70 so that you can go stand in a Walmart superstore and just karate chop people.
Dude, if I ever learn karate, good luck to the rest of the population.
Because now it's like I don't want to get into some crazy argument over that type of stuff inside of a parking lot because I'm like, everybody now either has, a firearm or a knife or some type of weapon on them. And I would be that guy on the news that, he tried stopping somebody from buying like a few bags of Doritos at a Walmart and got stabbed outside and died.
That's what always amazes me, people's dedication to their job. Like I would, if I
this lady didn't even work there. She was just passing by. Yeah.
You know what? No, she's true to the wall. And, she's, man, but I love when it is somebody that's like, they get in a fight and they work at a Chipotle or something. You're like, you love your job that much? Like, I love my job. I work from home, but like if anyone ever tested me on it, I'd be like, no, you're good. You're good. I quit.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like a company policy, for most places. Like if somebody steals, let them roll out of there.
It's a no chase rule. I used to work at CVS, and that was like day one. They're like, here's the register. Don't chase people. I was like, I wasn't gonna. Like, you're paying me like $7 an hour.
I wonder if that's more for the protection of the person stealing, because like some of the people that work at Walmart scare me.
Yeah.
And so if they get a hold of somebody who just stole, they'll be like, I'll just fucking kill this guy. I got rifle cause. I'll knock this guy out.
They also have rifles. You can buy rifles at Walmart.
Rifle cause is actually our podcast name.
That's our metal band name.
Well, that's what I thought it was like. She worked there. I thought she worked there at first too, and I was like, oh, she defended this guy, risked her life. I mean, who knows? This guy could have knocked her out or killed her with a punch to the head. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, Walmart. They're like, oh, thank you for saving about $15 worth of our product. Here's a 50-cent raise for next year.
Yeah,
it's just
I like 100%. To think this was a in the field interview. Like she was in the middle of an interview, and they were like, let's see what you got. Let's take you to the front door. Yeah. And she's just out there defensive stance like a fucking linebacker just waiting.
What can these old bones do?
Yeah, she's just like terrible Terry Crews. Remember him from the commercials?
Terry Crews?
Yeah, terrible Terry Crews.
He works at Walmart or no?
Terry Tate. Sorry.
Terry Crews seems like
Terry Crews is the peck guy.
Terry Crews.
He might be a gay local gentleman.
No, terrible Terry Tate. It was a Reebok commercial back in the day.
Got it.
You like shoes.
What the hell?
No, but I like to think she was just on an extended interview and they were like, well, hey, all your credentials check out, but I don't know, how are you in the field?
Yeah, what are you like in combat?
She's got eye black on.
And a lacrosse stick for some reason. I heard they get violent.
So we're going to put this thing up for sale so that we can get this. We'll get into some questions and a little back and forth. Because you got to wait a little bit for it to get out there into the field. Sure. And we'll just call it the hot dog humidor. Price $0. This is going up there for free.
Humidor is one of those words where when I see it spelled, I'm like, oh, yeah, it is that easy.
Is it just HUM?
Humid OR. But I had a little nervous moment as you were spelling it out. I was like, you don't know how this word works.
Yeah, but also anybody who's buying stuff on Facebook Marketplace has no clue how to spell that word.
Hey, babe, I got a good deal on a humidor.
Yeah.
Do I hit purchase or not?
Whatever you do, just don't hit me.
I love how many angles you took to if someone's like, I wanted it, but you know what? Only 2 angles.
2 different angles.
There
yeah,
could be a chip in that box. I don't see.
Got to show it with it closed and open. Got to give them the full runaround. I mean, just look at the. Do I have a closed one on here?
You ever worry that Zuckerberg's going to come to your house and say, "Quit horsing around on my platform," or there'll be hell to pay?
Either Zuckerberg or one of these white knights in their Facebook yard sale groups.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
I'm excited.
It's actually Matt's rap name is White Knight.
Yeah, White. Yeah, sorry.
So what is the story that you wanted to go with for this? That we
what are you guys thinking? Do we like just leaning into the hey, look, they're hot dogs, they're in a humidor. What can you do?
You can't even say.
What
Humidor?
Yeah.
Who was it? Uma Thurman?
They're in a Thurman, yeah.
Uma Thurman. God, rest in peace to her.
I mean, you know,
she lives?
She lives.
No.
In my heart.
Oh, not like this.
So her eyes are too far apart. Was that what was weird about her face? Anyway.
No, she just was in so many movies where she was like, hey, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
It could very well just be the ideal way to store hot dogs to keep them fresh.
When I think of humidors, I think of how a lot of people, and you just got married a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of weddings now, they have the like outdoor, like everyone laid out a humidor of cigars.
Yeah, yeah.
And now all the bros go out and smoke it while all the ladies go in there and I don't know, they're doing their nails. What do you do at a wedding, ladies?
Periods.
And I like to think that maybe this wedding also had a hot dog vendor there and he had a lot of leftovers.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a leftover from our 4th of July wedding.
Gay wedding.
A gay 4th of July wedding.
There it is.
And it's just
or you could just post it and be like, thought these were like these aren't Cuban hot dogs. Like these
I got
Cuban
scammed.
cigars.
Cubans.
I bought a pack of Cubans, but it turns out they were hot dogs.
And just like pick like a random reach. I bought these from Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm not happy with my purchase. I was ripped off by DSG.
They were listed as camping meats, and I didn't know what it meant. I thought it was a jerky.
Camping Meats is a great punk pop band. I ended
because what you type in the description is what like gets posted in the different, like that's what they read with the photo.
Like you just it was a cold and rainy Wednesday.
At the turn of the 21st century, so it was the I kind of like that idea though of having the scammed out of a Cuban. I just get so nervous with saying scammed in a Facebook thing because they could red flag it because I'm talking about one thing or the other. This whole thing is so dependent on the FMP. It's like,
well, that'd be pretty good if you, instead of saying scammed, you said I misread the description. I thought these were Cuban cigars. Turns out that they were German Frankfurt. I don't know. So that's,
yeah. I misread the description when purchasing.
It'd be funny if I don't know. I mean, to say that you put them in the humidor. What is it? What the fuck is
humidor.
This word?
You got it.
Humidor.
Humidor. Yep.
That is what humans evolve into.
I like to think of it like a person named Hugh Space Medor.
What's up, my door?
No.
What up, my door? What do we got? I thought they were full of Cuban cigars, but it turned out they were full of German Frankfurters! Exclamation point.
How do you spell Frankfurters?
That's a tough.
Nah,
you know what?
I think you're ERS right there.
It's dangerous for.
Let's go.
It's dangerous for Matt and I to spell German words correctly with how we look.
I do
you too probably.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like
careful.
you know too much about Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want to set off that red flag. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I thought Irish, but
you opened it by asking if they were kosher.
I only eat kosher Franks. I think all Dietz and Watson. Shout out to my sponsor, Dietz and Watson.
Shout out to my uncle, Kosher Frank.
Kosher Frank.
The Dietz and Watson warehouse used to be right near where I grew up as well, and it burnt down. Like this is maybe 8 or 10 years ago, and the whole place it smelled just like
good.
Yeah, really good.
Horrible.
It was like a 4-alarm fire. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was this massive warehouse burnt to the ground, and because they're from the area, they live in South Jersey. The Dietzes and the Watsons. I think it's the Dietz family actually.
Yeah.
Who's Watson? How's Watson get involved? How did Emma Watson get in her grubby mitts on
Watson was a guy that went rogue, and they caught him in the middle of the warehouse waving around the gun saying, race riot this, race riot that.
I heard Watson started the fire.
You say Watson's started a cigar company. Turns out it's just leftover Frankfurters from when he got cut from Dietz and Watts. The dogs are fresh. I was speaking to Watson from formerly Dietz and Watson.
Oh, actually, the humidor is in tip-top shape and keeps the dogs fresh.
Man, I think when I get a new job, I need you to rate my resume.
It's pretty.
You're good.
You're just really off the fly with this bad boy.
I've written too many Facebook Marketplace descriptions to say that I am proud of. Will deliver for free, and you know what? What I love doing, and I've done in the past couple episodes, is if I get somebody that can call me or I get their phone number and a message, I hook it up into here and we talk to them through here.
That's incredible.
Will deliver for free. We'll eat in front of you for a price. Yeah. Oh, this is gonna get weird when you're cited for some weird prostitution thing. Yeah, I don't know.
What's a random thing that you could throw at the end and be like, "It's not this." Oh, what's not, like if you say it has nothing to do with these, something to be like, "Don't worry, they're not this." Like something that nobody would ever worry about that they are.
Free or best offer.
What could be?
And do not worry, they are authentic Frankfurters.
But I feel like it's got to be like so like these are not Ukrainian.
They are authentic German Frankfurters, not the Ukrainian kind.
That's it.
Not the Ukrainian kind. You know, those are. It's tough to get things out of Ukraine,
especially with
now.
all the tension over there in Eastern Europe these days. I mean,
you don't know what they're putting in their glizzies.
I mean, I do, but I don't want to share with you guys. I don't think you're ready.
Yeah, so I mean, this is perfect. You got a nice selection of photos here.
The multiple pictures makes it so real.
I might use this on a resume to send to QVC if they need somebody to touch up some of their, their action shots. It's the same thing. Putting things for free on Facebook Marketplace, QVC.
By all means. Yeah, 100%.
Same type of thing. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead.
I love that Ukrainian was the thing that was spelled wrong out of that whole sentence.
Was it? Oh, fuck.
Oh, no, leave it. Yeah, you don't want someone
so sounds like you're a Ukrainian guy trying to like get away from
leave it.
No.
I think it just, man. Oh, it's like rain. I didn't know that. All right.
Now that we got this thing listed, it's got to marinate. It's got to simmer a little bit.
Sure.
Get out there into the. You see all my past things here as well. So now we're going to go into. I haven't done this type of segment before, but we're going to go right down a list of different questions. You guys just spitball off one another. Nothing too highly controversial, but we'll see where things go. Is Wawa Hoagiefest overrated? This is coming from someone that did work at Wawa for a number of years.
So Matt and I talk about this all the time. I think Wawa hoagies in general are overrated. Now, I am a very big supporter of Wawa and other things. I have my Wawa cup with me right now.
Perfect.
But we both grew up in Gloucester County where we have Heritages.
Oh, yeah. I've been in them a couple times.
A Heritage's Hoag over a Wawa Hoag every day.
Let me say this. Fuck you. Let me add this.
Well, you shifted your team Wahog?
Yeah.
No.
For the sake of just making it more interesting on the podcast. But if somebody says, here's a food you normally eat and we're going to make it less money, you go, sick, dude. You go, that's incredible. You say that. You don't go, oh, I don't really like hoagies at this Wawa. Who cares about a Hoagie Fest? They go, here's a turkey hoag for less money than you would typically pay. And you go, ugh, what kind of guy are you?
No, I again, to oppose. I have Wawas I won't get hoagies from.
Really now?
Well, you and I both live so close to like certain ones. Yeah, I have ones like if I just need to go get the standard Yoo-hoo coffee and a fritter, like I left an open mic and I did okay.
You are 35.
Yeah. I go to any Wawa. But if I'm gonna go Hoag, I'm not hitting the one closer to you. I'm hitting the one closer to me. Now that one closes. It's not a late night boy.
Yeah, they do suck beans. Yeah.
So it does depend on that. But yeah, if given the option, if I have all the time in the world to drive around, I have certain Wawas I'll get hoagies from. Certain ones I've just been burned, and you know what they say.
Well,
don't get burned at a Wawa.
They do whisper that in the dead of the night. But I will say, I think that's junk. I think that's no good. I think that's crap. And I think if somebody at a Wawa, I think your local Wawa distillery offers you a discounted hoag, you don't say no.
I only see it from the Hoagie Fest perspective. As someone that worked there and had to wear the shirt while pumping gas, is people went nuts for Hoagie Fest, but I was like, normally, and I don't know what's changed price-wise in the past few years, but when I worked there, a classic hoagie normally was like $5.10, $5.20 something. Hoagiefest was $5 for the it wasn't like you were getting $3 off. It was like you're getting like less. It's not a big discount.
It's like the Acme can sale. Everyone gets horny for for that commercial to come out every year with the can dancers.
Yeah.
And yet you're just saving like 11 cents on your canned goods.
Yeah. That sounds like the whole Hoagiefest. It's just a big, just a gimmick now. And because you get the tie-dye shirts, everyone's just going in stoned in the summer. Yeah, it's just, that's what I think it really is.
It's marketing. I mean, it's genius marketing-wise. If there was like a pretzel palooza and I was only saving like a nickel on my pretzels, which I eat a lot of Wawa soft pretzels. We've discussed this. We munched one last episode.
We sure did, in solidarity.
And if there was a pretzel palooza, I'd be to the gills with pretz.
You think you'd be to the gills?
I would.
You really think you'd be to the gills?
I'd have to like take out a loan.
You think so?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel!
I love soft pretzels that much.
Yeah, he sure does. I've seen it firsthand. But I will say, look, not everybody in Middle America is made of money like you two fucking guys.
Middle America doesn't have Wawa. So
what about higher up, but not the top America?
If you're talking like Maryland, they got the Royal Farms over there, which
Rofo chicken.
The chicken is great. The hoagies there and anything, they're wildly overpriced for what they are. They put hoagies in like glorified hot dog buns. It's fucking crazy.
It's not good.
Who would put a hot dog in a weird thing?
Yeah. What kind of animals? Next question: do you eat leftover pizza cold or do you reheat it like a communist?
Oh.
Did we just get a comment?
Oh yeah, they're going to start flowing in to the point where my notifications aren't going to be able to contain themselves.
Who's weirder, the people, us posting this, or the people who are ready to comment within the first 5 minutes?
That's the age-old question.
Yeah.
That's the people that comment and they tag their sister, brother, and mother in it, and they're like, oh, check out this, and then they're like, actually, I want it. And when a couple episodes ago, we were on here for literally 10 minutes, and somebody said they wanted it. We called them, and we drove 45 minutes to Vineland to drop it off. And it was a private social club, and we hung out with them in there.
Hell yeah.
That's kind of incredible.
So it's all different types of people you see. But yeah, we're going to...
I like to think that we're going to get like a person where their dad was like, I need something to keep these cigars in. And their mom was like, but we have that barbecue this afternoon, honey.
Yeah, you kind of meet in the middle.
And then their son's just like, I'm going to just scroll through. Oh my God, here's an answer to our problem.
Yeah. Because if they're on these yard sale groups that I shared this into, it shows up in their Facebook feed. So people are just casually scrolling and then they're just like,
right, they're in there just trying to talk about the president. And all of a sudden they're like, hot dogs and a humidor?
Yeah, sure.
Sleepy Joe can wait.
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe sure can wait. I think you're exactly right.
Cold pizza or reheated?
Oh God!
Well, all right,
I take it out of the fridge and immediately just eat it. There's no, I mean, I just got this idea the other day. My wife had leftover pizza in the fridge. She's like, "Oh, we can have some of that." I was like, "Okay, great." I hear her start preheating the oven. I was like, "What are you doing?"
She's never oven.
Yeah, if anything, you nuke it. Is that
I like to eat one cold while the one is warming up in the microwave.
Yeah,
and I think of it as like an appetizer. You go cold to hot.
Nice. That's a good.
I think that's beans. I think that's no good. The fact that you put it in the microwave seems a little yucky.
I feel like you cut your pizza with a fork and knife still.
Shut up, dude.
You gotta get myself. You gotta get Uncrustables. You gotta get the crust taken off.
That is a good idea.
I ate an Uncrustable on the way to pick up Matt today. So
yeah, one time he came over to do the podcast and he was eating an Uncrustable and I was like, "You're such a bitch for that, dude." And he's like, "How about this?" And he threw one at me and I was like, You mean jelly peanut butter flavor? And there's no
I'm telling
crust?
you, I'm America's favorite uncle. That's how I'm branding myself.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But I will say the fact that you guys put it in the microwave is pretty abhorrent. And
I have done pizza eggs, which a friend of mine suggested, and it was off of seeing it on
that's air fryer though.
The show Weeds. They would always mention that the dad had passed away in the show, and he would always be like, "Mom, can you make pizza eggs?" And what it is was just basically cut up leftover pizza and then toss it into the middle of the scramble.
Huh.
And the cheese acts as makes it a cheese egg, and the dough is just there. They're not bad. If you wake up very hungover, pizza eggs are a good. Shout out to the little annoying kid in Weeds.
You can't cook food while you're hungover. You know what you got to do? You got to dash it.
Well, yeah, I do love some Chinese when I'm hungover. That's a whole other episode.
How about this one? Rebooted movies or reheated chicken wings? Would you rather a rebooted movie or eat some which one of those is better? Because I feel like a lot of rebooted movies, you see they're not even a movie, but they're rebooting doing a whole new spin-off on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and stuff. It's just like, why touch
now,
something?
are we talking like when they made Ocean's 11 or like Lady Ghostbusters?
Yeah, stuff like that. Like a reboot.
I don't think it was called that there, John.
Well, that was the working title. And then when it came out, it was called Bitches Shoot Ghosts. Broads with lasers. I don't know.
I think you're right. I think you are exactly right.
That was what it was. It translated loosely to that in German.
Yeah.
I think it translated pretty tightly.
I think the heat source again is what comes into question here because I recently just was gifted a second-hand air fryer, and we've been air frying everything. My coffee's cold. I'm like, I'm fucking tossing on the air fryer. Reheated air fried wings.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about putting leftover wings in an air fryer.
You can put leftover anything in an air fryer, soup, and it'll just.
It's got to be a new episode.
It's gonna at least get the flavor of the last 4 things you cooked.
Yeah,
and that's always good.
Yeah, do you clean it often or what?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I have an air fryer in my apartment and I live with another gentleman in a very platonic way.
Oh,
and we have an air fryer and that thing has never seen an ounce of soap. In the past, maybe 11 to 13 months.
You put the faucet on as hot as it goes.
You don't do any soap.
You run it over it a little. It's kind of like a skillet. Like you're not supposed to let like dish soap hit a skillet. Like
I do know how skillets work, so I'm glad you brought this up.
You're supposed to season a skillet. So I like to think you're just seasoning the air fryer.
I think you've never used a skillet in your entire life.
I use a skillet every single time I grill because you do the veggies in the skillet.
You do veggies in there? Name a couple of veggies you put in there.
Mushrooms.
Pretty good.
Another mushroom.
That's right.
Butter. Is that a vegetable?
It depends who you ask, dude.
And then I sprinkle enough spinach over it to make me think I'm doing good things.
Spinach is good. That's not bad. All right, I'll give you that.
Next question here. Perfect for this episode. Are hot dog sandwiches?
Oh, no.
And I'll tell you my opinion on and I've seen charts of this. I actually have a chart where, it goes down into the traditionalists and like the really extremists as far as like what you consider a sandwich. And there's all these different areas of it. I think hot dog as a sandwich is the perfect neutral position because when it comes down to it at its core, it is meat between buns. And it technically, I think hoagies are technically sandwiches.
Yeah. I
think a hot dog is in a very not traditional, but more neutral way.
I have thought about this very often. There's a podcast I listen to, writes to Ricky Sanchez. It's a basketball podcast, but they get a little boring covering the Sixers. They've talked about whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich. And I've thought about it myself. I don't know if it's exactly a sandwich. I think a hot dog is an open-faced sandwich. Yeah. It was meant to be decorated with condiments and like chili and relish and all these kind of things.
Kraut. I don't like sauerkraut.
No,
I don't like any kraut whatsoever.
No.
Nah, yeah.
I like cocktail sauce. Is that related to this, or that's
you could cocktail sauce a dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. But at any rate,
it's a type of sandwich, though, is what you're getting at.
But is an open-faced sandwich a type of sandwich?
Yeah. Well, sandwich is in the name, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that's exactly right.
Here's my argument. I had to go up to Boston for work. I don't want to brag, but and
sick.
Everyone was just about these lobster rolls. And lobster rolls were sold on the menu as lobster roll, and I'm pretty sure in parentheses sandwich. So if sandwich is included there, and that's on a hot dog bun, they're usually served, then you got to say a hot dog's also. I don't know if this logic lines up, but in my mind, if morons in Boston can call lobster stuffed into a hot dog roll a sandwich, the rest of us can accept it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a pretty loose interpretation. Yeah, if they're able to do it.
You get into that whole argument, everyone's like, is a taco a sandwich? And you're like, well, I think you're racist is really the answer here.
Yeah, sure.
That you're taking something that has been a cultural, point to the entire culture there, and you're saying, no, it's not what you guys call it.
Yeah.
But is a hot dog a taco?
I haven't thought of it like that. But
did we just open up a whole new wormhole in the universe? You're welcome, the internet.
What constitutes a taco? Because I understand it's a meat and a corn tortilla.
I think Jim Gaffigan has an entire bit about this if we want to.
I'm not familiar with his work.
Oh,
is he a newer guy?
Gaffigan, you might pronounce.
He's pretty crude.
Gaffigan. Yeah.
Filthy.
Yeah.
Filthy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stuff.
I'd say deep down, probably within my heart and balls, that is a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say sandwich.
I'm going to say Sammy's.
We agreed on the thing.
I think we'll go with that then. We're going to stick with the hot dog as a sandwich phenomenon here, and we're gonna stick to it. Here's the question, Matt. I know you're not married. You're dating your male roommate, but John, you're married.
It in.
Have you experienced the where people come over, especially if it's after you get married, like freshly after, and there are some people that come over and your wife's like, "Oh, let me show you our wedding video," and I'm just like, "Oh my God, no one wants to watch a video of our wedding."
Yeah.
I feel like that happened here, but we'll see it here.
No, I'm very excited for this, and not even for the content. I'm just very jealous that you got to wear a white
fucking look at
jacket
that,
on at your wedding, because you're living every white guy's dream of looking like a black teenager at prom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say that in the most wholehearted way. You're killing it. You're wearing the hell out of this.
What it was is that I wish I wore a blue or I originally wanted to wear a green colored tux, because this was 3 days before St. Patrick's Day. We got married, and we're both Irish, and
could not tell
at all. This white jacket just blends right in with my skin
tone. I assume this was in Dublin when you opened it up.
Was in beautiful Collingswood, New Jersey, at the Grand Ballroom there.
I'm more so curious who just kissed and licked you on the neck that you're making that position.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a beauty of a face.
And your wife looks so worried.
Yeah.
Oh, she was very worried, and you'll see what happens here, because
let's go.
You guys haven't.
Does he know you play this on your podcast?
He does not know. He knows I have the video. So basically, what we're about to play here is my best man at my wedding. We'll just call him Eric. I'm not gonna dox him.
Eric Jones, that lives at 1432 7th Street.
Yeah, that's right.
So he was the best man at my wedding. I was the best man at his. His wedding was a few months before mine, and I go up there and I did a whole speech that it went over pretty well. I was making fun of Italians because his wife is Italian, and the Italians loved it.
Yeah.
So he came here and he's like, you know what? I got to talk about the Irish people a little bit. I'll save it for the end, but I'll play this for you, because you guys, I've told people this story about what happens here, and you guys don't know what he talks about. You've never seen the video. A lot of other people have. So this is a cold reaction to the best man speech, or a snippet, a minute and a half of the best part of the best man speech. We're going to play that for you here now. I just got to find the remote.
I love the in the moment when you're looking for it. Yeah. I love how he has a look on his face like, well, I'm either going to get hit by an uncle or hugged by an aunt. So I'm going to read this line anyway.
All right, so here we go.
Growing up, Dan and I always shared a love of laughter. Back in the day, there was a YouTube channel we used to watch called Tourette's Guy. A channel.
I should have prefaced, he has no public speaking experience whatsoever.
Wait, this guy?
This guy, yeah.
No.
He was in a room of 175 people. I don't think he's spoken in front of a group of people since our 8th grade science class. I've known him since preschool. So he gets up there. In the beginning here, I'm just showing that he got some laughs, and then it went south real quick. So here we go.
Where this guy wore the Tony the Tiger t-shirt and a neck brace would just yell obscenities. Being the children we are, we would just laugh our asses off in the basement for hours. Occasionally, when I would go over Dan's house, his father would be doing little home projects around the house, and it was almost like Tourette's Guy was in the room with us.
Good joke. Got a solid laugh.
Great joke. Yeah.
I would repeat what Dan's father would say, but there are children here, and I don't want to scar them for life.
Nice tag. Tagged it up nicely.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, comedy has always been important to us. When Dan asked me to be his best man, he actually got one of our favorite comedians, Gilbert Gottfried. You know, the parrot from Aladdin. The original, not the live-action remake.
Important note.
Yeah.
Anyway. It was really touching hearing that loud, high-pitched, shrill, ear-piercing voice telling me that Dan wants me to be his best man, even though that I had raped and killed a girl back in 1990.
What?
Here we go. It gets better. Here's the segue.
With all that being said, Rachel, let me just say that you look absolutely stunning tonight.
He segued from the Gilbert Gottfried joke with no backstory or context, and then said, "Rachel, you look stunning, by the way."
I thought he was going to go into a Gilbert Gottfried impression, and I got really excited. Didn't think the next line was going to be raped and murdered.
It's weird to be
my
like,
God.
Wait, this is the second time we talked about this. He did it in the right order, though.
Yeah.
even though I raped and killed a girl in the 1990s.
My God.
Rachel. Hey, man.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but we would watch the roasts all the time as kids.
Yeah.
And we watched it live, the Bob Saget roast. And Gilbert goes up there and he just starts accusing Bob Saget of raping and killing a girl in 1990. And he just repeats it and repeats it and repeats it. And he destroys the room with it because he was just accusing him of this. So when I got Gilbert Gottfried to do a selfie video asking him to be my best man, I was like, can you ask him to be my best man, but just say that, like, I look past the fact that you raped and killed a girl in 1990.
Right.
And he said it over and over in the video. So he was referencing how we love comedy, and Gilbert did a video, and he's like, I'm glad he asked me to be my best man, even though I raped and killed a girl in 1990.
That is genuinely incredible.
He could have set it up like, you know, and I had no doings with what his speech was or what he said.
Yeah.
But he's just like, yeah, even though I raped and killed a girl in 1990. There was 2 people in that crowd of 175 that knew what he was talking about, and they were pissing
And
themselves.
it's you and
oh
him.
my God.
Yeah.
Can I ask for a quick rewind? I kind of want to watch your wife's reaction.
Hold on.
To when
Did you ever think to
I didn't
send
realize
this?
he was saying it when he said
Did you ever think to send this to Bob Saget to see what he thinks?
I got to host those 2 shows for Gilbert at Soul Joel's a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago. This was October, and I told him about it, and he was just like, you know, he just laughed, and he was like, "Oh, that's amazing."
Yeah.
Maybe he'll send it to Bob. Then.
Yeah, maybe somebody can bring it to him. I haven't posted this anywhere online, so this is going to be the first.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Here's a quick rerun just from that part, because the beginning you could hear that he got solid laughs, and then you hear how you could hear a pin drop in this ballroom of 175
and the
people.
handshake right before too.
Yeah.
Oh God! So let's.
I mean, that is a funny joke.
Oh, that is a tremble.
He actually got one of our favorite comedians, Gilbert Gottfried. You know, the parrot from Aladdin. The original, not the live action.
They even
remake.
laughed at that. They were on board.
Oh, they were with him.
Anyway.
He's like, should I say it?
It's really touching hearing that loud, high-pitched, shrill, ear-piercing voice telling me that Dan wants me to be his best man, even though that I had raped and killed a girl back in 1990.
Oh God!
Dan, you're supposed to keep that a secret, all right? With all that being said,
And then here's what he says to Rachel.
let me just say that you look absolutely stunning tonight.
Rachel. I cannot be trusted.
Man, kudos to her. For,
Dude, it's so funny that
my
the
God.
best man, like if he's single, he usually gets laid at a wedding.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Trying to dance with a girl, and it's like, didn't you rape?
I'm pretty sure you could hear his wife's footsteps leaving.
Oh
the,
my-
Yeah,
She actually-
I mean, can you imagine?
She actually, this was 2 days before COVID shut everything down, but it was like making a big push at this point. She had a like a upper respiratory infection, and she's like, I don't feel comfortable being around because people are going to think I have COVID. So she stayed home.
She read his speech.
Yeah.
She never had COVID.
Well, that's the funniest part is that he told me after it. I was like, that was fucking hilarious. And he's like, I was gonna he didn't make any Irish jokes throughout it. Like he was gonna say a bunch of drunk mix and stuff like that. He's like, I thought that went too far, so I took that out.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, well, good. I mean, I'm glad to know you have a filter. And
I just love that, like, because usually during a best man speech, you're either entertained or you're rooting for the guy to get through it.
yeah.
And at this point, like, he had the audience, and he probably also had people like rooting for him. They're like, man, you're doing it. Hey, just put a bow on this thing. Let's get out of here. And then he drops an old R&M on him.
I mean, he was crushing a little bit, but then he just got so excited. He's like, they're going to love this rape and murder joke.
You have to answer so many questions after this. Like, you can't just then be like, all right, guys, and also the chicken dance.
It's funny to think like he's driving to your wedding, and during the day, he's like, rape and murder. No, that's not believable. Rape and murder.
All right,
now,
that's
come
his-
on.
That's his voice, like, warm up.
How do I
Rape,
say it?
rape, papa. Murder.
He's doing the tongue twisters so he doesn't go over it. Oh my God. But yeah,
Yellow leather, red, yellow. Oh, we tried that before. Yellow leather, red leather.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough.
it's
That's
tough.
tough times.
there was multiple children and teenagers at this wedding, and apparently Rachel's niece whispered to her mother. She was like, "Is that true?" Because the
someone
part
had to explain to their kid what one murder was, and then also what rape was on the way home.
And then why us two being born in 1992 were accused of a rape and murder in 1990.
You guys got to work early.
You got a lot of you had a lot of older family members that were trying to do the math, and we're like, this isn't even adding up.
I think he's just writing a good screenplay about time travel.
So am I. Could you guys imagine, like, as comics and going
as
on stage,
rapists and murderers? Could you imagine?
just saying, go up and like, can you actually like talk? Like, I have never done a bit about even mentioning rape or murder. I mean, murder maybe, but not rape. But I'm like, he just was like, you know what? I'm gonna let it fly.
But more respect to him, dude.
That's what I thought. I respect the hell out of him for saying it because I couldn't do it.
At the end of the speech, he's like, "I'll be at AC Comedy Club on Saturday night."
I tried one of my first, like, and I think you might have been there. Dark, and the joke actually involved the word rape kit. For the first time, I've tried a joke recently at an open mic, but I knew in the back of my head, like, all right, if and when this bombs, you have other material that you can get people back with. And that's what I did. Knowing that he's like, I just have, hey, isn't Dan's uncle cool? Is like in his back pocket as like his next line. I'm having a panic attack just thinking about that.
No, I would be freaked. I mean, but it's to be fair, he makes the joke, and it's obviously not true. But I was at a wedding. It was my cousin. I won't say. I was at my cousin's wedding, and my cousin's wife's maid of honor, or best woman, greatest woman, came on stage or whatever they put these people on, and she was like, you know, and she was pregnant. She'd had a kid at this point. She was like, you know, I remember when blah, blah, blah said that she was pregnant. We were out in Atlantic City, and we were 15 shots deep. And she was like, I got to be honest with you guys. I honestly might be pregnant. And then everybody in the audience was like, she was blacked out while she was having a kid. And her maid of honor was just like, isn't it so funny that we were so drunk when she found out she was pregnant?
I thought that was how every woman from South Jersey tells her friend she's pregnant.
Well, I mean, she was just like, isn't fetal alcohol syndrome the fucking bomb diggity? Yeah. Dude, everybody, I was watching ants I hadn't seen in months be like, I mean,
just have heart attacks after.
No, they were all just having flashbacks of how they drank through their pregnancy.
Yeah, I mean, they're all thinking about the DUI they're going to get on the way home tonight.
Yeah. They're in the back. They're like, look, all you young kids here was born during fetal alcohol years.
Yeah.
I mean, it all turned out all right.
It would be great. The maid of honor goes on and says that, and then if my cousin's best man was like, I also raped and murdered somebody. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. Suddenly she looks like the belle
Where
of the
are you guys
ball.
from?
Back then, before they were, you know, they didn't know they couldn't drink or smoke during their pregnancy. It was a little before Anthony Fauci came on the scene and gave the guide. He showed up. He gave us the guidelines, and
Uncle Anthony out here telling me who I can and can't kiss.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's honestly unbelievable.
Anyway, yeah, I'll take a double.
Yeah, I'll take a double.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, by the way, Hoagiefest Overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated.
I always say two things. One, go Birds. Two, fuck Fauci.
And the third thing is I have never raped and killed nobody, not in 1990, and that's baloney.
Also, you can't prove that's mine.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Oh, I love a good South Jersey. I feel like I had a very nice wedding, but it was still a South Jersey trash wedding because my relatives were there, and I love them with all my heart. But it's like,
let's just accept who we are.
I love it, man.
Absolutely.
Oh. By the way, this far exceeded anything I could have expected.
Yeah, you did not.
I thought it was just going to have a quick goof.
So this is what I'm going to post on social media for a happy 2 years to my wife.
I love it. You know what they say? The first year you give them diamonds, right? The second year you make them relive the worst minute of their life.
Has he brought this up at all and been like, I can't believe I did that? Or
we've brought it up, and he's still like, I don't think he realized how funny it would turn out like this, not from like you know, this joke I'm going to say about Gilbert, it's going to crush. But after it's funny for a whole different reason, and I show it to fucking everybody. It's like, forget the wedding video and the photo album. I'm showing them this minute and a half.
It genuinely is incredible.
This officially beats the best story I had was my best friend's wedding. I was a groomsman. His brother was the best man, and his brother went up and he had note cards and he was crushing, but he was also hammered. So then he got confident and put the note cards down. And everyone was just like, no, come back. This was like 10, 15 years ago. 10 years, I don't know, 10 years ago. And he like put the note cards, he started off and the one note card was like, Rob is handsome. And he flicked it down. It got a laugh. He's like, Rob is funny. And it got a laugh.
Yeah.
And then two more got a laugh and he put them down and he was like, I shit my pants once. Destroyed. The whole room just went silent. He had no context to the story.
Oh my God.
He said, I shit my pants once. And then everyone's like, more. We need more. We need more. And he's like, we were playing hockey.
That's all I
That's
need.
not enough. That's not enough.
That seems good enough.
And then he basically he confidently like mumbled through it. He mumbled through it. Yeah. He did a little bit of and then just like was like, all right, good night, and walked off. And we were like, I guess he did a good job, but this puts that to shame.
Yeah, this is
oh man.
Have you guys ever given a speech before? Either of you two little guys?
I was the best man at his wedding. My other two buddies, they were all three like.
And you said you crushed at his, right? It went pretty good.
I did well at those weddings. Yeah, they were his wedding. I was the best man at, and my other two buddies that were in my groom's party. Yeah, those were they're all good people, fun. Family. It wasn't anybody uptight. So those ones were fun.
Yeah,
and I was able to write something out. I hated that I was reading off of it. Like I didn't memorize the speech, so I'm like reading off a paper a little bit, but like not doing it where I'm like
Yeah.
But it went well, and then I mean his whole even after this, and he ended up being all right. But I mean you could see the paper just up there. Like, fucking,
of course.
Yeah. I gave one best man speech. It'll probably be my only one I ever do because all my best friends have little brothers and they will be their best man.
Oh, yeah.
So I knew that going into this. This was my cousin who's basically my younger brother. We grew up like essentially next door to each other. He's a Marine. And I was one of the only people in the bridal party that wasn't a Marine. Mm-hmm. So like I was the reason they all couldn't wear dress blues. Like it would have been all them in their dress blues and then me in a fucking tux.
Yeah.
So he just wore it. So I was like, oh, well, I should do something Marine related. So I dressed as a drill sergeant.
That's pretty good.
And I ran out to Hulk Hogan's I Am a Real American song. Came out full, and I even had them the night before. And by them, I mean the Marines that were in the wedding. They got me looking so legit. Like they had the official military approved arm sleeve roll. Like you can only do it so many times. They decorated me with like actual medals. It was like real. I got them in an Army Navy store. They gave me their boots. So I was like chin down. I was legit. Up top, the only thing I could find was a like Canadian Mounties costume hat as a drill sergeant hat.
Yeah.
Still looked legit. I ran out and I crushed. It went well. And then I ended it like heartfelt. And the whole time I was nervous because my cousin's uncle, who's I guess my step uncle, is like a highly decorated Marine and like 10 tours in Iraq. I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's going to kick my ass after this, but it might be worth it. So like, I just didn't want to offend him. So I made a couple like don't ask, don't tell jokes, and those were never good. And afterwards he came up and he was like, you did a good job. You kept it respectable, but also made fun of the Marines. It was entertaining. The other person I was worried about was their gunny sergeant, which gunnery sergeants are like their dad when they're in the Marines, essentially.
Okay.
So they were like, Gunny might be mad. They just call him Gunny because that's their thing. They were like, but you got to watch out. Gunny's wife is like, flies the Marine flag higher than anyone else. Like, will murder you if you talk shit on the Marines. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm going to have to fight a woman after this speech.
Yeah, knock her out.
So she came up and she was just like, hey, you're going to pay hell for this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let me give you a shot. And we molded over. And then from across the bar after the wedding, I hear, I want to talk to him. And it's their gunny sergeant, but he's so drunk he can't stand up.
Yeah.
So I was escorted over to him, and he goes, I got a bone to pick with you. I'm like, all right, that's the point where I just get punched in the throat. I got to take it. And he goes, you came out dressed as Sergeant Slaughter to Hulk Hogan's music. And I was like, and that's what you were offended by? Yeah. Not the fact that I called all of your troops gay, which it came out later on one was, which made it even funnier. And he's like, I'm offended by that. And I was like, all right. He went to stand up, fell, and I was like, I guess I'm in the clear. Nice. I still have the fatigues. They've been through like 4 moves.
That's unbelievable.
I think it's like a flag. Like you can't just throw them out.
No, you have to fold it and put it in a triangular
So I've just been stealing
case.
valor.
Yeah, you have a little valor. A little excess valor.
But yeah, that's the only speech I ever gave, and I was happy with it.
Yeah,
for a best man speech.
Just ride it out with that. It's like when you just bow out when you're up.
Yes,
just,
yes, yeah.
It's funny. I gave a host speech at my sister's, and then her maids of honor, she had her 2 best friends do it. And it's funny, like the guy speech is typically ribbing their friend.
Yeah.
her friends tried to do it, and they're both great people, but it just came off just like incredibly mean. There's no like, yeah, you know, you used to fucking be an idiot back in the day. They were just like, Lauren, you're a stupid whore. And the reasons we think this are as follows. Back in 8th grade, you had a boyfriend before all of us.
That's good though, because usually the bridesmaids ones, the maid of honor, is just like inside jokes and they don't explain. They're like, and always remember 1411th Street.
They were inside jokes where they'd be like, here's a fun one. Lauren, you're a voluptuous whore. Remember that? And they're like, what?
We've never trusted or liked you.
This is the end of our friendship. Thank you for the free dinner.
We all fucked your brother tonight.
You were always the one that brought home a non-white. Like it's always.
And we call them that because the rules are the rules.
It's what your dad always said.
We painted them on the wall under Live, Laugh, Love for a reason, Lauren.
Dear Lauren.
How dare you? That's how they
start. I can't keep using my sister's name. I try to protect the identity of her.
That's all right. No one knows your last name. She's married now. It could be anything.
I actually don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It starts with an R.
2,000 years later.
Ooh, please advise what size wieners this will accommodate. I mean, these suckers, what inch-wise, Matt?
I would say
comparison.
I would say, would rather not disclose here. Please DM me.
Or American Standard. Do you think that's like... I didn't even think we had the whole route of the hot dog eating contest we could have gone down.
Oh yeah,
like I came in 3rd in a hot dog eating contest.
These are the ones I couldn't finish.
It was a cigar smoking and hot dog eating contest. I came in 3rd. I ate a cigar and smoked a hot dog.
That was
a fucking idiot.
Our last episode we did with the Christmas ornaments filled with baked beans. That was Rob Stantz. Like, where'd you get all the baked beans? He's like, oh, I did a kickflip contest. I came in 3rd.
It's not bad.
Well, the Biden one is an easy, just Trump 2024. Just throw that in there. And just...
yeah.
Oh, you really now? Oh boy.
Not my president.
Him realizing he'd won the fake election.
Oh my God, dogs.
See, here's someone calling us out. When you guys make a promise, it's like a price match guarantee. We put it in there. Will you eat them at humidor temp, or will they be reheating? And will you be eating all of them? What do you guys think?
Can you answer somehow in a Joe Biden? The hot dogs are going to be everywhere in the pool. I don't know why.
Why is it Cosby?
I went Cosby there for a second. Is it not? I don't know.
Will you eat them at? I would say prefer a campfire.
We'll settle for less.
Perfect size stick, not included.
For a hot summer's day.
PM me and we'll work out the details.
We got to say something. PM me and just make up we should make up a phrase for people say like iron out the details.
Yeah.
Just to say a phrase that's akin to that, but nobody would know.
We'll dinkle out the dogs.
Yeah, we'll dinkle out the dogs. That's there. You're cooking, dude.
We'll dinkle out the dogs. Let's see if Aaron has any idea what the fuck we're talking about. He'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna dinkle out some dogs."
No, I didn't think I wasn't ready to dinkle today.
You can smoke the dogs.
I prefer to smoke the wieners, sir.
I'd be very just be very upset with them thinking that. No.
Ew.
Absolutely not. One more comment like this and you're getting blocked.
It's one of those 7-Eleven rolly deals or nothing.
This is where I get really angry and you include the one and the exclamation points. It's
Dan really just
I can't keep talking. I'm gonna get blorked.
Sandy Sanders wants to get... Oh, could you imagine having a name Sandy Sanders? I'm sorry if I'm doxing you, but that's a great name.
Our apologies.
Yeah, I would have a shameful look on my face in my default picture as well if my name was Sandy Sanders. Yeah, you remember Sandy Sanders went to high school?
Sandy Sanders.
Yeah, Sandy Sanders used to double down on dogs.
Yeah, I remember
day.
She got pregnant. She's 17. She belly flopped into a pool, got rid of it.
Yeah, they called it the Immaculate
Reception.
Yeah, Unception.
Yeah, by the way, what's up with Nelson Aguilar? That guy can't catch nothing.
What year is it? I've been sleeping a lot.
I'm sorry, I'm a sleepy
How
guy.
about this one? This guy put a Dr. Phil gif, and little did he know.
Just be like, I love Ellen.
Here, do your best, Dr. Phil. Go.
All right, y'all are sitting here fooling around with the damn MFMP. Y'all should be focused more on internal improvement.
we talked about
I don't know
earlier.
who that was.
Dr. Phil, he gave us Bad Baby. He was the reason Bad Baby was a thing.
That's
Yeah,
right. He's collecting royalties on
That's very true.
her
Yeah.
record label.
Also, I think he got dibs on when she turned 18. Wasn't that part of her contract?
I think so. Yeah. Valentine's Day gift. Do you guys think this would be a good Valentine's Day gift?
Ooh, yeah, a little
Valentine's
meaty
Day
for your
gift.
sweetie.
Yeah, there it is. A little meaty for your sweetie.
I thought this was a Seinfeld post. Was this I love that episode.
Just right. We
Who
don't listen to
are
any.
these hot dogs?
We don't listen to anything Fauci says.
I love the what?
What?
What's the
Who
deal?
are- What's
What?
the deal with these glizzies? I mean, are they human or they're not?
Oh, all right. So we got a few more.
I love the new podcast, Dan versus Facebook.
I should really consider it. The Hungry for Some Leftovers was like the initial concept, but everybody changes the podcast name here or there. Like what was your guys' initial? It wasn't the Handsome Idiots. It was the.
It was fuckable retards, but that was already taken.
Look, taken by like 9 other comics in the Philly scene, so you had to change it.
I let John name our podcast, and then I had to explain to my girlfriend's mom that my podcast is called The Handsome Idiots.
Hey,
she was like,
you know what? It's
so you guys consider yourselves handsome, huh? And I was like, yeah, but also self-deprecating. We're idiots too, right?
It's great the few times you get to bring it up for credits when someone's like, what do you want me to introduce you as? They're like, Handsome Idiots Podcast. And they're like, give it up for the look at these cute morons
Brutal
cast.
Most people make fun of it too. It hurts my heart.
Listen, you know what? We're above it.
This is the
It
same
is.
guy.
Larry Liss.
Yo, Larry Rakes. Look at that, dude. He's got, and I said Rakes with a K. He's a baseball boy. Let me talk to Larry.
Yeah.
Can we get
Get Larry in the front.
some eyes on Larry?
First time, long time. This is Larry. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? This is Larry Listener. Look, I don't think Jalen Hurts get done. I don't think he get done.
Yeah. Also, damn.
Yeah, this guy.
Wait. Oh, can we judge his swing? Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Don't wear sunglasses inside. First off, guys. Nope.
No.
Terrible
I
hand
couldn't hit
carry.
that good.
His launch angle's all wrong. His hand
don't even
carry's
know,
terrible.
dude.
Come on.
What the heck would you
Flat
know?
brim hats haven't been cool for 10 years. That's a Rowan hat, by the way. This guy played in college.
My alumnus.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Actually, he's probably pretty good. They have a good program.
Yep. He's commented on
Dick Whacker Stadium. That's where Rowan University's
Yep.
football. It's called Dick Whacker Stadium. And believe it or not, nobody made any jokes about it. Everybody said, "Yep, that checks out to us. We love going to Dick Whacker Stadium."
Well, Penis Slappenberg was already taken. So
Yeah, that was by Stockton.
I'm still just amazed by the Biden. I feel like Biden would love a humidor full of hot dogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, just like I used to do in Delaware.
God, back in Delaware, we used to huff down glizzies every day of the week.
I fought a guy named Corn Pop at a pool for a box of hot dogs once.
And he was strong, and he was big.
Anyway, let's make America back.
We should make it back more brick and back.
This is Donald Trump.
I'm just double messaging people because
What
they
a
haven't opened.
jackass!
Best dogs.
Incredible dogs.
Oh man! Well, now we got a quite the offer here. That if we were going to deliver the item, what will you be wearing upon delivery? A chef's coat, an apron, either works, but less is best. Is this sexual something?
Izzy's getting a little thick and hot here.
Yeah, Izzy's a horny name. Izzy buying these hot dogs or not? Am I right?
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey guys, support your troops.
What if you guys were a prop comic and you brought on a humidor full of hot dogs?
I'll tell you what, I've not been doing very well as a regular comic, so I might just. I might go on Facebook and be like, I'll take them, and then this is my new thing, and it's like Gallagher.
Yeah, you just come out with a sledgehammer and you hit a humidor full of hot dogs.
But it's just all punch. Like, I don't want to be Frank, and then you chuck one into the crowd.
Man,
I actually did that recently at Raven. I threw a sausage into the crowd, and it hit the only known gay person in the crowd directly in the face.
Yeah, that felt intentional when you did that.
I think it was a hate crime legally, but he didn't press charges.
Smoke them if you got them. Better than grilling. Trust me. I would just write, what would you know?
Well, what would you know, Michael?
Mike, with all due respect, what would you know, man? This is more our speed.
With all due respect.
Ooh, or put it like a Mountain Dew. That would go well. I feel like someone that would eat hot dogs out of a humidor also drinks a lot of Mountain Dew.
This is where I'm thinking that we really weren't expecting to go down the hole that we did, where she said that her family can't know about this. I'm in NA for this kind of stuff. So Stove Pep, a man named Stove Pep, hopped in, figured he'd throw his cards in the ring, and was like, "Can I pay you and him to watch you watch him pick them up with his feet?"
Do you think NA stands for Nitrates Anonymous? Because as you know, hot dogs very high in nitrates.
Yeah, you've always said that.
Yeah, that's my political stance.
No.
One, keep them out of here, and two, nitrates.
Who do you keep out?
Them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fill in the blank, voter.
No thanks.
Stove, with a name like Stove, I want to deliver them to him directly. Fire up your stove, we'll be cooking dogs in no time. But he said, no thanks, I'd just like to watch. I'm thinking Stove is pretty serious about this watching.
Stove he feels like he's more of a kinked up guy. He's got a couple kinks.
Yeah.
Every artist needs an audience is how I look at it.
Christopher isn't horsing around because he wants to know if we can advise if the German Frankfurters need to be kept at 70 degrees and 70% humidity like cigars do.
I would just hit him with kind of an embarrassing question. Doesn't that answer itself? With no context, just...
Do better, Chris. Also, don't have a first name for a last name.
Do better. Is there anything more insulting than being told to do better?
About weenie?
No, it's such a like you disappointed your dad when you were a kid, and he's like, I'm not even mad, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I wish you held the flashlight better when I had to work on actual things in the house.
Look, man, I don't need the attitude. Frankfurters are an investment, and I just want to make sure I don't waste my money not maintaining them properly.
Just right. All right, here we go. This is going to be a trail of thought. Look, Craig, I don't think...
Yes, calling him the wrong name.
I don't think you're horsing around here, but you'd be surprised at all the stuff I deal with on FMP. So here's my final call to you.
Hold on, slow down.
You'll be surprised with the malarkey I deal with.
Great nailing of malarkey there.
I've spelled it one too many times.
Yeah.
And then if you could put in parentheses FMP. So here's my final call to you. We got dogs. You got a desire for dogs. Feel like we can make a deal. Text me.
Oh, I think we're in it.
No fucking way.
Can you call me just... My grandma would love it. They love hot dogs. So this is where we're going to get him... I'm going to get him the call.
Also very woke to refer to his grandma as they.
Yeah.
She identifies. It's eventually you're going to get stuck in the crossover between pedophile hunter and selling something here. And you're going to run... This guy's going to be there to like meet with what he thinks is like a 10-year-old boy. Yeah. And then he's also like, I should double down and get a box of hot dogs while I'm at it. And then us and the pedophile hunter will show up at the same time and bust old Dills.
We are the Chris Hansen of Dirty Wiener.
But Dylan, if you ever watch this, we're sorry. And also listen to our podcast, Handsome Idiots.
Yeah, John said way more stuff.
Once a week.
Why don't you tell the fine folks here about your podcast and
it's
you guys get down and funky on it?
You ever want to learn anything or be informed? Find other podcasts.
But if you want to listen to two guys with the same haircut talk about genuine bullshit for anywhere from 55 to 58 minutes once a week.
If you're sick of listening to Joe Rogan scream the N-word, tune into us because Matt will whisper it.
I will take that off his hands in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Matt's been spelling it with his fingers on a non-video podcast.
They're called my fingers.
Yeah, fingers. Handsome Idiots Podcast. It's available on the internet.
Handsome Idiots Podcast. We have an Instagram page at Handsome Idiots Pod.
Hello?
Hey, Dylan.
Hey.
Hey, it's Dan.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
Sorry, it was easier to call than text. I just wanted to make sure you were you're good to meet up at the Summerdale Walmart right over there, right off the old Pike.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yep. Yeah, so they're it's a humidor. It's got it's a very nice humidor actually. It's just an older one, but the 24 dogs are fresh in there, sealed. You get the whole shebang and bang if that works for you.
Yeah. So just text me when you leave and I'll meet you over there.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, sounds good. I'll let you know. I leave. It'll be like 10 or 15 minutes or so. And then where do you want to park at? In the park on the side of it or towards the back of the parking lot and in the middle? Like
park where like the pickup is. Like the pickup.
Oh, is it on the side of it there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I could do that then. Yep.
All right.
That works.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
All right, man.
All right. I'll see you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
See you.
Yeah.
Nice. So now this is going to go one of a few ways.
I just got so nervous.
We're going to show up, and it's going to be three guys in a car, and he's going to be like, what the fuck's happening here? He's going to pull out and start shooting.
Hey, man, luckily it's Summerdale, so it should be fine.
Do you think there's also a chance that he has a podcast where it's him and two friends?
Yeah, we buy
They get together and they just buy things on
That's the thing, is that you can go a few different ways on this, and it just you could have a podcast on the other side where you buy and meet up with people on Facebook.
I'm just seeing this being a good segment of a Netflix documentary in 2 years of the guy that killed 3 people for selling hot dogs in a humidor.
I'm not mad at that.
12 seconds later.
This is how you got to deliver the goods. Couldn't find a duffel bag, but found a flamingo cooler. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole thing?
We're going to get murdered.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to come with a duffel bag and have our heads in it by Sunday. His mom's with him. Oh, shit.
Yeah. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
There he is. Big Bills. There he is.
Good to meet you. Good. All right.
My mom was like, I don't know.
You didn't believe it. You're like, this is too good to believe. And are you his mom?
No.
Oh, that's how I thought you were rolling up with your mom.
Yeah.
Oh,
You got to grab back up when you go to
This is my wife. This is my wife's cooler, so I got to get the cooler back, but
Oh, man.
exactly
All right.
as described. Look at those.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Here, you gotta. Here, Matt, get a video of him taking a whiff of these.
I've been videoing the entire time.
Take a whiff of these.
Yeah, don't breathe too deep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it smells like a fishing trip going wrong, right?
Yeah. All right.
Well, yeah. So what sparked your interest for these suckers?
You know, just looked like something interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need
I
oil
love this.
suckers or what? Oh yeah, dude.
I saw your big bean one, too.
Yeah,
I like that.
dude, that was
Hell
a good
yeah.
one. That was a good one, dude. All right, well, thank you
All right,
again.
man.
Thank you for that. You guys enjoy it. I love lay on the horn one more time. We fucking loved it. Is that a custom horn or
Yeah,
something?
it's an air horn on there.
It's an air horn?
Yeah.
Oh, where's
Wait, can you strap the hot dog to the roof rack? Is that an option?
to the roof rack? Wait, where's the air horn coming out of? Oh, yeah, get the horn on there. That'll be. All right, so your thoughts overall.
You know what? If you told me today, this morning when I woke up, I'd be delivering a humidor full of nitrates to a man with a custom horn.
Air horn, that
I would have
sucker.
been like, Dan, you have CTE. What the fuck?
It is a shocking revelation to find out that there's human beings. And by the way, I
Great
thought,
dude.
You like to think, oh, these people are wild, crazy guys. Dylan, if you're watching this, you're a sweet boy, dude.
And then this is the part we follow you home.
Now we're gonna take your ladies.
And we get those hot dogs back.
We're gonna keep them for ourselves.
Turn left, right?
Anyway,
Good,
we're
because
gonna
that's the way Dylan went. I just saw him.
Yeah, Dylan might be a new drinking buddy, very honestly.
my God.
Dude, everybody I meet on here, they want to hang out after, and after meeting them, it's like going into it, you're kind of nervous, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I could be drinking buddies with this guy.
Dylan couldn't get home quick enough to cook up those dogs.
I mean, he was ready to peel out at any moment. That guy is, and that's how Dylan lives. And I've always thought this since I met Dylan. He lives by the seam of his pants. He doesn't take no for an answer, and he kidnaps women.
He's living the American dream. He just got he's just got 24 hot dogs for free.
I mean, this guy is a great man.
He just picked up dysentery for free.
Yeah, and dysentery is one of our good friends.
Oh my lordy lord. Are those some extra creamy hot dogs?